I can code in about 4-5 programming languages at that time.
We were forbidden to come to the computer club.
We felt like, oh my god, the best name was taken by Microsoft.
If you wanted to do typography in Sinhala, the only option was to use a Mac.
Hello and welcome to Behind the Scenes with MyHCM. Today we are here as a celebration of our parent company, Microimage. It's turning 30 years old today and we have the board with us to talk about how this journey began. So it started as a hobbies club at Ananda College where a bunch of geeks started playing with the computer, the greatest invention of the time. So Harsha Purasinghe is with us here along with Suren Rupasinghe and Damindu Jayavira. Harsha, tell us about those early days. How did this come about? Why did you want to do this in the first place?
Oh my goodness. So I have to go back to 1992, 91. So at Anand, I became the president of the computer club in 1992. And with that whole process, I ended up meeting some phenomenal young people. Two of them are just sitting next to me, and I met few others who was part of Microimage Hobbies Club in the early days, but then subsequently they found their own ways and some migrated, some moved out to do different things. And what happened was, while I was leading, or rather the president of the college computer club, I felt it would be really cool to form a hobbies club because we were all programmers, we were crack programmers. I can code in about 4-5 programming languages at that time, and we continuously do crazy software, like from writing tools for Windows to it's the DOS seed actually. So writing tools like utility tools to DOS to virus scanners to games to all kind of software. I think that these guys together with Champika wrote a bulletin board software, right? So I mean, we were all good in doing interesting programs. So I thought like it would be cool we all get together and form a hobbies club so we can collectively get this. And that thing happened, actually I can remember it precisely happened December 24, 1992 when two others, Dasun and Vidura, came just to spend the day in my house.
Okay.
They are not part of this organization anymore, but we were playing games and having a good time with my computer that day, and suddenly I coined the idea, why not we form a club, like a fun hobbies club. Then we wanted to find a name, and we were all inspired by Microsoft at that time because most of the tools we used, DW Basic to DOS, it's all Microsoft. And Microsoft stands for Microcomputer Software, and we felt like, oh my god, the best name was taken by Microsoft. And there were various other interesting names, but we were so inspired by Microsoft, we felt something along the lines microcomputer something is appropriate. That's how we end up microcomputers image or Microimage.
So we are talking about you guys were still schoolboys.
Yes.
Still teenagers.
Yes.
And today, Microimage and its subsidiaries have become a global powerhouse, impacting thousands of lives, hundreds of companies, and so on. Is this the dream you dreamt looking back today? And
oh no, not at all. I mean, so at that time the idea was so three of us form Microimage Club. Then we wanted to get other good people to it, so we were coining the names. They were younger to me, so Damindu was the next. We caught him first. We asked Damindu to join. Then subsequently there was another boy called Champika. He joined. So 5 of us was the original Microimage Hobbies Club. Then later in 1996, where Suren also joined in, but by that time actually we have formed our first partnership company. So it's just a hobbies club. So we were doing some interesting software. We built our own games and we were cracking all the games, and you can share a bit. Yeah.
We used
to edit.
We used to meet up in
Dasun's house.
And the first product, because that's what you think as a child that you would do, is to try and make video games. So we sat down, some person would do the graphics, some person would do the animation. Obviously, we never got anywhere with it. However, we did end up making some education software.
Yeah.
Remember, we ended up making some education software, which is probably our first commercial transaction.
Yeah, so I think I can't remember some of these stuff like education software.
Remember when we were doing those physics simulations?
Yeah,
Simulations,
that
yes,
was,
yes.
we-
For the school.
Yeah, we
did
for the
that.
school, but we
No, we sold to the the Maharagama. What's that?
NIE.
NIE. Remember,
Yeah.
because that was my first
Yeah.
Microimage paycheck. Although it didn't come via the thing. Remember, they wrote checks for each individual person. That
Yes,
is
yes.
our first commercial transaction.
Yeah, but at that time we didn't have the company. No,
No,
it was the club.
concept was
Yeah, concept was there. Yeah.
concept was there.
So yeah, the concept. So we even though it was a club, we were like we wanted to operate like a company. Like we were building our own cool software and everything. We put Microimage brand in it.
And Murray, there's another phenomenal thing. I mean, I can still remember when we were we were younger to Harsha those days, and we were forbidden to come to the computer club. Like Harsha is the one who initiated and told the teacher in charge that these guys should be allowed to come in.
Why were you forbidden?
No, I mean there was a rule previously by the previous president and the team. The computer club is restricted for A-level students.
A-level kids, yes.
But the most smartest crack programming or people who are so passionate about writing code were all in O-level classes and below. So I made this public announcement. I still remember in 1993 when we had the Anand, the educational fair. Whoever who have written their own code and built something, come and see me in the computer club.
Right.
With that, there are so many interesting people came with pieces of software they have written somewhere in actually as grade 6, 7.
Yeah.
And we feature all of them in our education software. So when we typically go into other schools, those days we see most of the computers were playing games. But in our exhibition, it was all software built by us. So I can proudly say most of the software that we feature in that exhibition were powered by the team behind Microimage Club.
Right. So when Microimage was formed as a company, what was your first product? What were you looking
Okay, so that happened, of course. So I was so addicted to computers and programming, and I didn't do my A-levels well. I just passed with few simple passes.
Okay.
That's all I got. And then my father asked, and my parents actually asked, do you want to do A-levels again? By the way, all my best friends went to Morato University. I'm the only one who didn't make it, but I was so good in writing code and I was so passionate with this. And that's the time I think Dasun was Damidu was toying with Sinhalese fonts with his father, and
Right.
they were about to migrate to France, and they asked, do you like to take this and modify and sell in the market? Maybe you can actually.
Yeah,
talk
so
about it."
one of
That
the
was in 1994.
Yeah, one of the funny things that happened in the world, and actually in our story as well, you get some external factors that play out, which gives an opportunity to do something, right? So the thing that was happening at that time, if you are a DOS user, everybody was slowly migrating to Windows at that time. But if you wanted to do typography in Sinhala, the only option was to use a Mac, because Mac was the only one that had Sinhala fonts back then. And so we were basically toying with taking those Mac fonts, changing the type of it, and then actually modifying them to work on the Windows platform. And it was sort of working, but my dad had his job and I was very young and I was just finishing my O-levels and we were about to migrate. Harsha is obviously I've been working with Harsha and the team on trying to create a company with no product idea necessarily. So because this product was there and there was a market, and then there's the transition of Windows adoptions. I remember Harsha actually came to our house one day and he signed some little papers to do it.
Yeah. So what happened was, we had the Microimage, this club, right? And Damindu and Uncle Jai said, look, we are migrating. You like to take this over and give it a shot, and you can modify and do whatever it takes. So, of course, we sign a piece of paper because those singular fonts were called Damindu and Dasuni.
Okay.
And the breakthrough came. So, I think the first customer was NIE because with that previous thing that we did, the education
Digital
software,
software.
we had connections to them. We showcased these fonts to them, and they bought one copy to some NIE center in Badulla.
Right.
So I still remember it was sold for like 7,500 or something, somewhere there. And to install that copy, we had to go all the way to Badulla. So me and Champika,
More than you were on that trip or?
we took a train. We went on the train. That's my first train ride all the way to Badulla. That was amazing. I was just 19 years old, right? Then we installed that software, we trained that user and came back next day. So that's how we started. But the real breakthrough happened when we got an opportunity to showcase our singular fonts in Infotel 94. Infotel exhibition, even now it's happening. Even today, Infotel is a big event. In 1994, there was a company called Sala Enterprises. I mean, Chintaka, I'm pretty sure Chintaka will watch this and he'll be very proud this whole, how he has grown and how we have grown. So Chintaka was just returned to Sri Lanka from US and he accidentally saw one of our, so we used to do a sort of a viral sort of a thing which goes into when people copy floppy disk, it get copied. So he accidentally saw one of our executable exes which talks about Microimage and kind of things we do like software building and all that. So he reached out to me one day and then I showcased the fonts and said, will you be able to distribute this? Then he said yes, he loves to. So it's for exchange for a commission. We use Sala Enterprises as a e-seller of our fonts. So he gave small space for us to showcase singular fonts at the Infotel 94 exhibition. So we showcase. Oh my goodness, so many people were interested in the product, and we ended up probably selling close to 300,000-400,000 worth of software.
Right.
And someone who had like $50 in the pocket, it's a amazing amount of cash. I mean, that became our startup capital. And that's how we started. We used that money to formally register the company, do things proper, and subsequently we bought a phone, like this brick size cellular phone. And we moved into a small office in Dogegada. That's how we started.